Hello, in this video tutorial for the Miraf SongBook program, we will show you how to print from the program, configure the printing options, set up batch printing, and work with the footer, header and content. So, let's get started. Here I have a song open, currently set to training mode. You can see that the song is displayed in full screen mode for easy viewing during practice. However, when I switch to the print preview mode, you can see that the song is split into two separate pages. In the Miraf SongBook program, there are two modes. One for training, where the entire song is always displayed, and the print mode, where you see exactly how it will appear when printed or exported to another format. So now I'll switch to the print preview mode, and here you can see individual pages and several settings. If at this point I don't need to adjust anything and want to print the song as it is, I can simply click this icon to print the current song, or choose this last icon from the song menu. The program will ask which printer I want to use, and I'll click OK. If needed, I can adjust some printer settings in Properties. I'll click OK now, and the song will be printed. Before printing, I can set a variety of parameters. So I'll switch to the Appearance tab and choose Page Appearance Settings. Here, I can select whether the paper will be A4, A5, or perhaps landscape or portrait, as well as adjust the margins. It's good to set these parameters before printing. For example, if I change it to A5, you can immediately see that the text adjusts to the smaller page, and the text on the second page is distributed more. This Print Preview tab shows an exact image of how it will look when printed. I'll switch back to A4 now, and let's see what options we have. If I need to make some adjustments before printing, there are several options available. For instance, I can zoom in on the page, and by moving these sliders, double-clicking these sliders will reset them to the default settings. I can force the song to fit on a single page if I wish, by enabling the option for a single page. You can see that there is now only one page, but the text doesn't fit. So, I can partially reduce it with the zoom to make the song fit onto the page. There is also an option to adjust the left margin of the first column, so I can position the song where I want. Additionally, I can set the top margin. For example, if I disable the chord diagrams, I'll gain some extra space on the page. And I will expand the song a bit by adding more verses. You'll see it becomes quite lengthy, but I can force two columns in print mode. The first option means that two columns will be used only if they fit the page width. If they don't fit, there will always be a single column. But I can also force two columns to display even if they don't fit the page. As mentioned, I can also adjust the left and right columns to control their positions. This way, I can set up the print exactly as needed and print the song. I can also export the song directly to a PDF format. From the Song tab, there are several export options. I can either export the specific song to PDF from print mode or even from training mode. I can include colors in the export from either mode. For example, I'll click to export to PDF, enter a file name, and the file will be exported. When I open the PDF document, you can see it is printed exactly as I configured it. On the right side of the screen, you can also see the current paper size settings, and you can use this icon to switch to page setup to adjust the margins or choose between portrait and landscape mode. Let's now look at how to print multiple songs at once and adjust the print settings further. I'll select several songs, for example, these four, and switch to the batch printing module. In the lower part of the screen, you'll see the loading progress for the songs in the module, and once loaded, the program will automatically switch to the module. I'll confirm it here, and the batch printing module is loaded. On the left, I can see all the pages that have been imported for printing, and in the middle section, I see the individual songs. As I switch between them, you can see the different songs changing. I can adjust the size here, allowing me to view more pages together. I can change the page size as needed. At the bottom, there is information about printing, such as orientation, paper format, and settings for 2 columns, just like in the print preview mode. There is also an option to ignore the new page marker. I'll enable this now, and you'll see that the total number of pages changes from 7 to 5, as the new page markers are ignored. I'll turn it off again, and we're back to 7 pages. Let's describe this top panel. With this icon, you can set the page zoom to 100%, and this one adjusts the zoom to fit the whole page, just like in training mode. You can also zoom to fit the page width or height. There are similar buttons for zooming individual pages in training mode. You can use this icon to delete a specific page. For example, if I have an empty page here because of the text layout, I can select it and click delete to remove the page. You can also delete multiple pages or all selected pages. Select multiple pages using Shift or individually by holding Ctrl. You can choose only the pages you need. The L and S buttons are used to select either odd or even pages. You can use these arrows to switch between individual songs or jump all the way to the last page. Next, we have the option to sort the pages. The first option is standard sorting, either in ascending or descending order from the first to the last page, or you can arrange it like a book, meaning first, last, and so on. With this icon, you can enable painting. You can either turn it on or off like this, and the painting area is in the lower part. As I mentioned, in the print mode, you can further adjust the initial print to meet your needs and add various graphic elements. I'll now set the page to full screen, and the song will fill the entire page. You can see the kinds of elements you can add to the song, such as drawing lines or creating circles. You do this by moving to the specific spot, holding the Shift key, and then drawing the object as needed. Here, you can also choose whether it will be transparent and select the colors. For example, I will set it to green and make it a rectangle. Additionally, you can use the eraser tool to remove an object, or you can delete a specific verse if you don't need it or don't want to print it at all. You can also insert text. First, I'll show you how to insert angled text. Here, I'll enter some text I want to print, like, "This song is for banjo," and then hold the Shift key. Choose where to place the text, release, and the text will appear. You can select a certain angle, such as 90 degrees, and add notes. You also have the option to insert bulk text if you want to create columns side by side or insert any additional text by clicking to open a window where you can add your text. Choose fonts, set alignment, and specify how it will appear. You can use the slider to reduce the window's opacity, making it easier to see where you're inserting the text. For instance, I can type some text, set it to left alignment, choose a red font, decide where to place it, adjust the transparency, and insert it at the beginning, clicking Insert to place the text on the page. This way, you can further edit any pages and add any graphics you need. You can also choose whether to apply the image or graphic to a single page, all pages, or only the selected pages. On the right, you have the option to undo steps, so you can go back, or you can reset the graphics to the default settings. As I mentioned, when you start this module, all the songs are loaded, and you work only with the selected ones. You can still edit and adjust the text here. The pencil icon will open an editor, where you can see all the songs in one window, and you can make certain modifications. There are basic editing tools available. Note that changes made here do not affect the original songs but only apply to the final print. You have the option to undo, jump to the beginning or end of the list, copy to clipboard, paste from clipboard, or select all. You can also insert page break markers in the text. So if you want to print a specific part on a separate page, you can insert a new page marker. After clicking Reload Page, you'll see the song is now divided into more pages. In the editing mode, you can specify exactly how the songs will be split. If you don't want to split a song and wish to print two together, you can delete the New Page marker. Another marker is Contents, indicating that the line where this appears will be added to the table of contents. When songs are loaded, they automatically include the Contents tag, but you can insert or edit additional songs or notes to appear in the contents. For example, if I add a line and click the icon, the Contents tag will be applied to that line. You can also modify the color of the songs. For instance, I can change this line to bold, make it larger, and color it blue. When I refresh the song, you'll see the updated color. If you want to apply the same font and color settings elsewhere but don't remember the exact configuration, you can copy the font from the selected text and apply it to another area. There's a useful feature to reduce the size of the entire song text. If the song continues on another page, you can adjust the spacing between lines. I'll select the text, click the icon, and set the font in the spaces to 4. The song will then recalculate, and when refreshed, the text fits into fewer lines. There is also a highlighter tool that lets you highlight specific parts before printing. I'll choose the yellow color and see how it highlights sections. Once I refresh the page, everything will be ready for printing. You can also save the prepared print as a Word document, or rather as an RTF document, or save only its contents. You can also load RTF documents directly into the editing mode. Additionally, you can export to a PDF document. For example, I can export it like this, choose to save it, and now I can open the document. I open the document, and you can see that my output is in the PDF file just as I defined it. You also have the option to export including graphics and images, and you can print or display lists of songs. So, if I click here, the program will ask if I want to print the lists, just save them to a file, transfer them to this editing mode, or just copy them to the clipboard. Now, I'll choose to transfer them to the editing mode. The program added them, and you can see that the list of songs, including the chords they start with, is inserted. This setting can be configured in the program settings. You can choose what these lists should generate. We will show this shortly. You can also adjust the zoom for the actual print, and print a single selected page. So, I can choose the current page I have selected and print it. Alternatively, you can print selected pages. For example, I'll select these 3 pages using Ctrl, and when I click the icon for printing selected songs, only those chosen pages will be printed. Or, I can print all of them by selecting the print option. This closes the print module. You can also rearrange the pages in this module. For instance, I can say that I want to display this page here, and this one here, and move these smaller ones to the end. You can easily rearrange the sheets and sort them exactly how you need. Additionally, you can always save your work in this module, so you can save everything you've worked on using this icon. A file will be saved, and you can exit the module. Later, if you come back, you can restore the original file using this icon and continue working where you left off. You can also create headers and footers and set up different contents. Here, with this icon, I configure the header and footer. I can choose what appears on the left, center, and right. You can either define custom text or select certain parameters from these presets. For example, you can add the current date, number of pages, maximum number of pages, current page number, etc. Let's demonstrate it. I'll insert some text, put the current year in the center, and add page information here. Similarly, you can enable or disable this for the footer, for instance, inserting the current page number in the center. You can reset everything to default with this button and choose the font you want for the header and footer. I'll select a bold font, insert it, and save it. Now, using this icon, I can insert the header and footer, meaning I'm applying them to the document. You can see that the program performed the operations, and now every page includes the number of pages and the information I configured. You can also insert a table of contents. I'll configure it using this icon. I can choose the font for the contents and a separate one for the song list. I can set a default word. Here, I determine how it will be sorted, whether there will be dots between the title and the page number. I can also adjust the indentation or customize the page layout. To restore everything to the original, there is this icon. Now, I have set up the table of contents. Whenever the pages are refreshed, you lose the changes that were made and not saved in the editing mode. So, when I refresh the page now, I'll have to reinsert the header, footer, and the table of contents. The program will ask if I want to insert it as a separate page, into the editing mode, or just to the clipboard. I'll choose to insert it as a page, and you can see that the contents are now displayed with the songs arranged as I defined them. There are indeed rich possibilities for printing and configuring the print settings. I'll now close this module, and we'll show that you can also set these values from the Appearance tab. Here, you can set the contents and configure the header and footer. All these settings are always saved for a specific appearance, allowing you to adjust the parameters for individual prints. The print module, as mentioned, can be accessed via this icon or from the Song tab. You can print the current song, bulk print songs, or use the shortcut Ctrl+T to enter bulk print mode. If you want to change the settings for how the song lists will be exported in the print module, you can do this in the Program tab, then go to Settings, and modify the What to Include in Export option. You have several choices. Include only the first chord, all chords in the list, just the chord sequence, and you can also include the capo. Finally, we'll demonstrate how to divide multiple pages in print preview mode. So, I have this song with 2 columns, and when I switch to this mode, I see it displayed over 2 pages. But if I want to split it into more pages, I can insert a new page marker here and here in the editing mode. After refreshing, the training mode won't show a change, but in print mode, the song will be divided over additional pages. Thank you for watching and goodbye.